The excuses of Moses, Exodus 3, 1 through 4 and 17, Part 2. With such aids, we cannot justify our inactivity in sharing the gospel with others. You would think by now Moses would accept the call, but a fourth excuse is quickly given. I am slow of speech and slow of tongue. We find this excuse in Exodus 4:10. 1. Moses claims that he is not an eloquent speaker. 2. But God is not moved by this objection. He already knows the inability of those he calls. Exodus 4:11. B. But he is able to make up for anyone's shortcomings. 1. Again, promising to be with Moses. Exodus 4:12. 2. He had even arranged for Aaron to be Moses' mouthpiece. Exodus 4:14 and 16, who was sent earlier so as to arrive about this time. Exodus 4:27. B. Some Christians try to use this excuse as well. 1. But it did not stop the Apostle Paul. 1 Corinthians 2, 1 and 3 through 4. 2. It has not stopped others. I know of some who overcame speech impediments to be preachers. B. I know of one who, despite stammering, would preach any opportunity he could. 3. At the very least, we can make use of those who can speak by arranging studies for them with others, as did Cornelius in Acts 10:24 and 33. We have considered 4 excuses that Moses gave, but as mentioned earlier, they were really smokescreens. The true reason for all these excuses is revealed in Exodus 4:13. Please send whomever else you may send. Moses simply did not want to go. 1. The previous excuses were simply a smokescreen attempt to hide this fact. 2. Now that the smokescreen is removed, God's impatience with Moses becomes evident. His anger was kindled against Moses. Exodus 4:14a. B. Read verses 15 through 17 with an emphasis on the word shall to appreciate the anger of the Lord. Brethren, the same is true with us today. 1. Any and every excuse we could offer is only a smokescreen. 2. We really would rather that God use someone else. 3. We really don't want to do what God has called us to do. 4. But brethren, the anger of the Lord is kindled against those who do not live up to their calling. If we have been making excuses, we need to repent. Conclusion. 1. With Moses, we know the rest of the story. He answered the call and went to Egypt. B. With the help of God, he delivered the children of Israel out of the Egyptian bondage. 2. But what about us? What will be the rest of our story? Shall we heed the call to preach the gospel to the lost? B. Or shall we make excuses and one day suffer the wrath of God? Only time will tell, but I pray that I encouraged all not to make excuses. The end of part 2 of 2.